Hi everybody, I just want to share with you some new creative journey. Now you know I've made beaded dolls, so you've seen those, but these are paper dolls that I have journeyed into creating. So what I've done is I've sewn the paper together, and then I cut the dolls out, and I glued the garments to them so they have garments on. And I really began to ask myself, how did this journey begin? And I'm remembering where my two good creative friends created these dolls that I absolutely love. So these dolls are created by Shimoda. This one is created by Shimoda, and this one is created by Laura Gadsden. And both are incredible creatives. And I just love their dolls, so I bought them and et cetera, et cetera. But then I began to really study where that inspiration kind of came from. And I'm remembering my mother had created these Christmas ornaments that I had lived with all my life. I don't even remember her making them, but she made these ornaments. And I realized that maybe that this stuff is in my DNA. I got it honest, this exploration into these flat dolls. And my mother made these Christmas ornaments that I've lived with all my life. I can't even remember her making them because they just been here. I just never knew them not here. So one is a cat, which is adorable, and again, it actually looks like a muslin fabric. It looks like the vinyl was just glued on. It withstood this test of time because this is not stitched. It looks like it's stitched on some other piece of fabric. She stitched it, and then what's adorable about it has a little bell on it. And then the Santa Claus looks like just a piece of batting. The boot feels like it's just a pipe cleaner. This like some ribbon, and she must have cut the Santa Claus face out of wrapping paper or something like that. It's in the DNA that you just always have it, not knowing where it is from or whatever. You just, it's always there. So again, creating another paper doll, which this one was created again, paper all sewn together, and then the doll is cut out of the paper. The dress is made from a fan that I took apart. Actually, the fan was kind of broken up, but I took it apart, used the wood part as the skirt, and then this is that pretty part that kind of holds that fan together. And then the hair is the dryer gunk, the stuff you take out of the dryer, that fuzz, and I used that for her hair. And there she is. I really did enjoy this one. And then, you know, of course, I bedazzled it, which was a lot of fun. But I also wanted to do these dolls in a fabric, and let's see what that looked like. So what I did was I took a muslin, and I began to do this by hand, and it was a challenge doing her by hand. It just was a challenge. The needle wouldn't go in and out the way I wanted it to. Sometimes I had to take it out because it wasn't as even as I wanted, whatever it was. I did like the end result. I like what she looks like afterward. But she's embellished with a little vintage lace, and along with she has some beads for hair and on her jewelry and such. So I really did enjoy what she looks like. And then I did a black one. She's done on black fabric, and what I began to do instead of the handwork is I would interface the fabric, sandwich that both sides, sandwich that with some batting, and then began to do the free motion sewing. And while I'm practicing, I'm creating something. So in the end, I cut that out, and then I cut the shape of the doll out, and then she's embellished with some silk flowers along with some beads and Swarovski crystals, again with the silk flowers and sequin flowers as hair. And then this one that I created, she's created from muslin as well, and sandwiched it between the interfaced pieces, and then did the free motion quilt. After I cut her out, I wanted her to be brown, so I dipped it in coffee, but that only looked antique. It didn't look as brown. So then I took some Rit dye and I kind of painted on her, which is why she's kind of taupe rather than brown, but it was fine. And her skirt, again working with that free motion sewing, is a muslin that I, sandwiched together, and beads and buttons, little vintage beads and buttons. Thanks for joining me on my creative journey, and I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.